Hi there. Welcome to the first episode of the Deaf Blind Diaries. In future episodes, I'm going to be sharing about my life with two disabilities, as I am both blind and deaf. There will be funny episodes and stories from my past, what's currently happening in my life right now, and I'm even going to share some supernatural experiences that I've had in my lifetime. This first episode is all about setting the foundation because I was not always blind and deaf. First of all, why crackpots? Which is the name of this YouTube channel. It is because my earthly vessel is a bit cracked. All of us are crackpots to some degree. Some of us have physical infirmities, others have mental ones, or traumas that have cracked our pots. Life is difficult, and this journey on it can be very cracked-inducing, if that even makes sense. So with some people, the cracks are very visible, and with others, they are hidden, but they are still there nonetheless. I chose the name to reflect the truth that God, our Creator, can use us in mighty ways despite all of our cracks. Now, some may ask, why always do I see a cracked pot with this name on it? Well, it is because I am all alone making this content on my phone, and I really cannot see to make a decent video of my face. I am a little concerned that it might be crooked or zoomed in on my nose. I am pretty sure that no one wants to see a video of this. Or even perhaps what could be inside my nose should I get it at another wrong angle. Nobody wants to see what's going on inside my nose, and that reminds me of when I was a little kid. And little kids always are picking their noses. At least it seems like they are. And the adults would tell me, stop picking your nose, and are you digging for buried treasure? And I was a snarky little kid, and I would say, no, my brain itches. Well, the point is that I cannot see to make a video, and that is why you are always going to see a cracked pot instead of my face. Anywho, I was not always deaf and blind. I have a genetic condition called Usher Syndrome. It is a continual progression that always moves along and worsens with time. So I'm going to explain what Usher Syndrome is because a lot of you out there have never heard of it before. So, Usher Syndrome is an inherited genetic disease. It affects both the hearing and the vision, and with some people, it will even affect their balance. Now, most combinations of hearing and sight loss that is not due to like an accident, old age, or a disease, like Helen Keller was blind and deaf, but that was because she had scarlet fever. So most hearing and sight loss combinations is Usher Syndrome. In fact, if you are a parent and your child has any hearing loss at all, I strongly recommend that you have them tested to rule out Usher Syndrome. There is no cure for this genetic disease, but what it will do is prepare them for the vision loss that will hit them later on in life. Now, there are three main subtypes of Usher syndrome, each with their own progressions and symptoms and all of that. Now, I think there's still a lot to learn about this condition, and I say this because my siblings also have Usher syndrome. Each of us have the same genetic typing, and yet the progression with the disease and the symptoms that each of us have experienced are radically different from one another, even in this particular type. So now I'm going to go over what the 3 types of Usher syndrome are. Okay, onward to learning about type 1. So type 1, as a child, you're going to be born with very severe hearing loss. Some are even born deaf. The retinitis pigmentosa, which is present in all Usher syndromes, will hit around 10 to the adolescent ages, and these children are going to have balance issues because their inner ear, the vestibular, is not developed correctly. So their motor skills are going to develop much later in life than children without this condition. Now, type 2 children are born with mild to moderately severe hearing loss. The retinitis pigmentosa starts developing during the adolescence, and type 2 has no balance issues. Type 3 children are born completely normal hearing, normal eyesight, and then in childhood, normally near adolescence, when puberty hits, all of a sudden they start losing their hearing and their eyesight, and the retinitis pigmentosa sets in. Type 3 has no balance problems. My siblings and I were genetically tested, and we have what is known as type 2A. But there needs to be more investigation on these particular subtypes. They're really only a guideline, and here is why I say that. And that is because each of us siblings have had a radically different trajectory and progression of our Usher syndrome, with things that are said to only be in type 1 or 3 that have happened to us. And let me clarify what I'm trying to say. So all 3 of us were born hard of hearing, and that is supposed to stay stable for type 2. And yet 6 years ago, I lost nearly all of my hearing. My hearing just completely tanked. So on a scale of 100 being stone deaf, I'm 94. So without my hearing aids, I don't hear anything. I'm considered a deaf and blind person. My siblings, however, have maintained their hearing at the level it has been their whole life. However, my sister has developed within the last few years balance issues, which are not supposed to happen in type 2. And my brother has some mild balance problems as well. There is just too many variations within this disease, even with the subtypes. So I always took it for granted that I would have my same hearing loss throughout my life. That wasn't the case. My sister thought she would have her balance. That wasn't the case. Now, I started having a lot of problems in my adolescence. Something was clearly wrong, but nobody really knew what it was. Everyone thought that I was just klutzy and not paying attention during times of low vision, like nighttime. I wasn't diagnosed with Usher syndrome until I was 23, And by 27, I was legally blind. And because this is progressive, my vision is so much worse than it was at the age of 27. And while my siblings are both considered blind people at this stage with their retinitis pigmentosus, or pigmentosa, I am both deaf and blind. Now back to crackpots. When God called me to make this channel, I was like, I cannot do this. I do not know how to make a video. I don't know how to use a video editor. I don't know how to make recordings. I don't know how to do any of this. And God said that He would teach me how, and He would be there every step of the way. And so here we are in the Crackpot channel, and I'm now doing Deaf Blind Diaries. So stay tuned for more episodes on how this unfolded and some funny experiences that I had because nobody knew I was losing my vision. I've just got a lot to share, and I hope that you enjoyed this semi-educational video about learning about Usher Syndrome. And I hope I see you in the next video.